Being an American Express Platinum card member with Global Dining Access by Resi helped you score tickets to quite the dining experience. One bite, and you're speechless. That's the powerful backing of American Express. See how to elevate your dining experiences at americanexpress.com/with-Amex. Terms apply.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for a Big Mac or drop a crispy fry between the car seats or use your McDonald's bag as a placemat, then that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
Facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Funky Flashman. And Mr.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the marvelous one, Mr. Mike.
Hello.
Oh, that's a very
That's good
marvelous
stuff,
tone
huh?
for you to swing in.
Well,
swoop in with.
It is December here. I don't know what month it is where you're at, but
Or when you're listening. I have a feeling it might be the same month where you're at,
It
but
could
not
be.
when you're listening.
It could be. I'm looking forward to January 1st because Mickey Mouse will be available for all of us to misuse.
Only the Steamboat Willie version.
Right, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
That's my mouse.
So then do I get to...
This new Mickey, not my mouse.
Can we use not Bluto?
Bluto.
Is it Bluto?
No, it's Pluto.
Pluto.
Yeah.
No, Pluto's the dog.
Pluto's the dog. Goofy's the other one.
Brutus.
Brutus is...
What is the? It's Pete, or is it Pete? It's Pete. It's Pete.
The
It's
rabbit?
Pete. No, the big bad guy, the big burly like.
Oh, yeah, you're talking
cat
about the
guy.
big guy from Goofy movies.
Yeah, that's Pete.
Yeah.
But he's also in Steamboat Willie.
Oh, is he really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah,
Steamboat Pete.
I'm looking this up right now.
Steamboat Willie and Gasboat Pete
Gas.
is what it is. That was their big falling out.
You know, I
That
have
was like
something.
steam.
I'm gonna go ahead and maybe dislocate my shoulder doing this.
Sure.
But I just wanted to bring it up to you because you were involved in it too.
Mm-hmm.
I was reminded this week that we did a podcast for not for this, but about Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't forget, but
Yeah.
you know, just
I
sometimes
get
things
it.
happen.
Sure.
And I just went back and I was like, you know what? I haven't listened to that in forever. And I went back and I just picked one of a random episode
Yeah.
and I started listening. We did a damn good
We did
job,
a fine
man.
job. We really did a good job.
Like, I just, like,
your writing was excellent. I
well,
thought
I didn't mean
thought
to do
no,
I
no,
was
no,
just
no.
as a whole.
I know you're
but-
not fishing, but I'm saying it's with the sounds and all the stuff and the reading and all that. I thought it turned out
But
really, really well.
I just meant to go in and listen to like a couple
Yeah.
minutes just to be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I listened to at least a whole episode, got into the next one.
That's
I was
awesome.
Like, we did really good.
we did a great job. Yeah.
So,
and you know, if we were making that today,
mhm.
I would submit it for all kinds of awards and stuff. You know,
Same.
yeah. So the next thing we make, that'll be the plan.
But I mean, still, if you haven't done it, go. I'm looking up Steamboat Willie. That's
Look
what's
up,
taking me.
go find
An
Invisible
Invisible
Icon, the story of Tom Wilson Jr.
It's really good.
He's the first guy to play Freddy Krueger.
No, he's not. That was
Oh.
Robert Englund stuff.
Oh, I get those two mixed up a lot.
Didn't he always play Freddy Krueger?
He did until what's his face that was
Eyeworks.
Rorschach played him.
Rorschach.
Not Horshack.
Yeah,
but
no, Rorschach.
Yeah.
Who was also in.
He's got three names.
He does. It's like Billy Joel.
Billie Jean King.
No, because he's also in Preacher.
Yes.
And he's in. What is
Yes.
his name?
Billy.
I know who you're talking about.
Billy Krueger.
I'm trying to find Okay, the song Steamboat Bill. That's the song. It's
Hello, I'm Steamboat Bill. Watch me.
Yeah,
as I
see, there
use
he
some
is.
Steam.
There's Pete in Steamboat Willie.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I do remember that now.
So,
But that Mickey Mouse is very close to the real Mickey Mouse.
well,
And
he
honestly,
has skinnier arms.
honestly, that is the real Mickey Mouse because it's the original one.
That's the original one.
Is Oswald the Rabbit available, you think? It has to be, right? Because that was the first creation before Mickey. It was
Really?
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yes, I would
Mhm.
think for sure, but it's maybe just
Mhm.
something people don't know. Well, also we're like what? After that, after we get Mickey, we're just like 2 years away, 3 years away from being able to
Landing
use
on the
Batman.
moon? Oh,
No,
Yeah.
but it's
I think it is next year. I think Batman's next year.
is it
Also.
already next year too?
I think it's the same thing, but
But
it's the
it's
floppy
it's-
year Batman,
yeah, the very first original one
Yeah.
that
the Batted Man.
the Batted Man. No, just Bat-Man. That Bill Finger helped Bob Kane create, and Bob
Bill
Kane got all the credit for it. We talked about that here too. Seems to be something that happens a lot
It
in
does.
comics.
Yeah. Well, and just in art in general.
Well,
I would
and
think,
we talked
yeah.
about Disney. I brought up iWorks. So that's what happened there too. Like
Yeah.
did all the work and decided to branch out and make his own studio. And
That
it
wouldn't be
didn't
a
work out.
bad. That wouldn't be a bad story to tell.
No,
Just that
that's-
original Disney story.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of fun. That and the Warner Brothers stuff. That'd be
There-
a lot of fun.
there's so many cool stories out there to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
just
Oh,
about
yeah.
anything.
Well, and you get to a point in your life like me when you've hit your 17th century, and the stories that I know, other people don't.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, if I'm talking to a 20-year-old kid, they don't know what the hell I'm talking
And that's
about.
the
I can
thing.
tell them a lie. I don't, you know. Yeah, I invented Mickey Mouse. I don't know.
No, but like that's the thing is that some of these stories then that seemed like so commonplace for us
Yeah,
kind of have a new life
Yeah.
then in a way
Oh,
because
yeah.
of that.
yeah. They're not interested, but
no,
yeah, they,
but
they have a new life.
occasionally when they are, people will listen for like
Mhm.
30 seconds and they'll be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you could have made that shorter." But
Well, that's what I use the van for these days. I just trap them in there and tell them stories.
you kept the van?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kept the van, just had repainted it. And it just says free hugs on the side instead of drugs.
Did you just like erase the top and the bottom part of the D?
Oh, come on, man.
So one side of the H is still kind of curved.
Give me some credit. Come on. I painted right over that sucker.
And then just black out the R.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
the H space rugs.
H-A.
So it could
rugs.
it could be free H rugs.
Free H rugs.
Uh,
Everybody can use a good free H rug. I think that's what those massage parlors get shut down for. Free H rugs. Oh, no, that's tugs. I'm sorry.
no.
I had that mixed up.
Oh, I can't. All right, let's move on before we get into any. We have been talking a lot over the past couple weeks, months about just kind of the story of Marvel in terms of two big creators.
Is that
there,
thing
and-
coming loose?
No, it just bugs
Oh.
me that when I move it, like
Oh,
it
yeah.
wiggles, and I just don't want it to fall. I'm
By
afraid
the
it'll
way, we're
break
talking
stuff.
about the microphone arm.
Oh yeah,
That could have
I
been
guess
taken in
context-
many different ways.
context would have been helpful
Yeah.
there. But we've been talking about the relationship of two kind of creators in general, the main being Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and what kind of all went on there at Marvel. I talked about it a bit, and I thought it would be funny for the first issue of Mr. Miracle that we do talk about at all is from Jack Kirby's original run back in 71,
Yeah.
72.
Oh,
And,
Funky Flashman.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to do. This is the issue where he kind of parodies Stan in here. And there's just things that you can tell. It's humorous. There's nothing to me that's too, I say that. I guess if you were Stan Lee, you would be upset
Yeah,
by some of this.
sure.
I think that unless you knew some of the stuff, maybe you might not get it. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't around in 71. Either way, it's a good Mr. Miracle story in general, and it's great Jack Kirby art, and I still just love reading these things. So we'll go ahead and jump into Mr. Miracle issue number 6
Super Escape Artist.
from February of 72.
Okay. All right.
So
Great
where-
year.
I'm not calling you out, but when were you born?
69.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
3.
so I'm 3. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
3.
So
Wait, what month?
Oh, February. You might only be 2.
No, two, and it's May, so 2.5.
Wow. So
Something
yeah.
like that.
So this is not on your radar at all.
Yeah. No, I'd already had a job though.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Well, what'd you do?
Clean bottles at the baby
At the
factory.
baby bottle. The
Uh-huh.
baby factory.
Baby
not
factory.
The baby bottle factory.
That's what my parents called their bedroom, the baby factory. Yeah. It was
And you clean bottles in their bedroom?
well, it wasn't milk bottles. I mean, it was like, mostly whiskey bottles.
Oh,
and
I
things
got
like-
you.
My
To
mom would,
recycle them or
she-
reuse them?
yeah, she would buy the bottom shelf stuff and put it in top shelf bottles.
Oh, I got that.
My
So-
dad never knew.
Oh, that's nice.
None of this is true, by the way. I'm just putting that out there. Absolutely none of this is true.
See, I think we always have to do that because I feel like Mike and I can just start going on a tell
Oh,
and just keep going, and we
absolutely.
have to reel and be like, okay,
This
none
is
of what we did was.
with you, with my friend Casey. Y'all are two that I feel like I can go on those runs with.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we will sometimes, like we're going to a concert tonight. We're going to see the Dwarves. which
All 7 of them?
Yeah, which their fans are known to punch each other in the face during the show. So that should be fun.
Hold on. Are you going to get punched in the face, Mark?
I don't know. We'll see how the night goes. I
Okay.
know we're going to go to Gus's Fried Chicken first.
How good is
Gus
fried chicken?
Well, it says on the side of the cup that you get to keep. If you haven't had Gus's, you haven't had fried chicken.
Oh, okay.
It's very
Damn,
good.
That's good.
Gus's is different because you sit down and order like a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
But no, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah, they bring it out to you. It's excellent.
How is that different from what?
Because, like, if you go to a normal chicken place, normally you just go up to the counter, you order it, and you take it and sit down.
It depends. You ever been to Babes? Babes,
No.
you sit down at a table.
Yeah,
and
but
you order.
Babes, they bring you 17 whole chickens for the table
No,
to
it's
enjoy.
Not. No, it's not.
It's a lot like Babes, yes. It is.
Your sides, yes. It's that
Yes.
family style.
Family style.
I don't get why
hate it.
You hate family style?
I don't like family style. No.
Why?
I think it's a cop out. Put my stuff in a bowl. Come on.
That's a lot of extra dishes you're making them do, Mike.
Okay. I'm having to tip.
If you want to go back and wash their dishes for them, maybe.
I'm having to tip everybody these days, so put it in an extra bowl.
Oh man, shake your fist at the clouds.
That's it. Old man yells at clouds. That's right. No, I don't know that I've ever been to Babes, honestly.
I enjoy it.
But
I love it.
Gus is. I actually inquired as to what it would take to open one, and they never answered me.
Oh,
But they're like a franchise
that
place.
means then,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how expensive it is. It can't be that expensive.
or maybe they're worried that if we open too many, it'll make it not as good.
Well, shit, like they just opened 2 in San Antonio. They've got a couple in Dallas. I mean, they're all over the place.
Well, then never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the chicken is. I don't know how this became a podcast about chicken, but
Do you want to do a podcast about
I would
us
love to
eating
do a
different
podcast
chicken?
about chicken. Sure,
Dude, I would so do that.
Any kind of
And-
let's eat something and talk about it.
Why don't
Fudge.
we do that?
Well, like we can.
Let's do a food podcast.
Zach, the sky is the limit. Honestly,
We're gonna have
nobody
so
knows
many
what we do here, and nobody cares. It's fine. This is the way I have set this up. Yeah, but it is battered, but it's not heavy batter or anything. Like it's just the quality of the chicken is very good.
I went to Cracker Barrel the other day.
Yeah,
Just you saying that reminded me. of
right.
this.
Just wanted to be reminded that there's racism in the world. Is that why you went?
No, wow.
Sit on the porch there and talk about those different people. That's how they do it.
Damn. No.
It's hard to say that name without thinking
I
that,
get
though.
it has a very.
I went to Cotton Patch the other night.
No, I
Same
get-
deal.
I get that. It could be a
Cotton Patch. Come on.
But I was just there for the food.
Yeah.
Um.
Do you like their food? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's the correct response right there. Because you do have to think about it. Because the food is not fantastic.
See,
It's okay.
there's things about it that are.
Now,
Okay.
that hash brown casserole that they now make into tater tots, holy farts, that's good. They cover it in little bacon bits and cheese and shit like that. Ooh, baby. Just stand across the room and fire those into my mouth.
Oh man, no. So I eat there maybe once a year or two.
Yeah.
Well,
we took Casey there for his birthday. the other
but
night.
it's like, so I
just because it's near our house. That's really the only
it's
reason.
near our house too.
Yeah.
But so I grew up in, I don't know, like I really like a lot of like that, just like Southern
Yeah,
country cooking.
Sure.
So there's not a lot of places that do that.
Well, it's one of the only places you can go and get collard greens or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, yeah.
So like I'll go there for that, and that's like I was just craving something kind of like, that's Southern cuisine. So I got they have like their fried chicken batter.
Yeah.
Man, this makes me sound like a fat ass just saying that, but on just regular like chicken breast.
You just drank the batter.
No, but it's like chicken. So it was like the
Yeah,
flaky
it's-
kind of, but on.
Chicken fried chicken.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they call it something. I guess it's a little different. I don't know. There was some difference
Yeah.
between it, but with mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
Gravy and then
Their gravy
biscuit.
is pretty good.
And
Now
it was a
their-
little Southern boy's dream.
Their chicken fried steak does disappoint me.
I never get their chicken fried steak.
Yeah, their chicken
You're
fried
right.
steak is
there's
not.
better places here.
Yeah, well, it's Cotton Patch. Cotton Patch is excellent chicken fried steak.
I will.
Very
one of-
crunchy. It's just
One
excellent.
thing that I feel like I do make really well
Mhm.
is a chicken fried steak.
Really,
Yeah,
that's a lot of trouble.
it is. But
You
So,
dredge it and all that?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And I'll put
Those
even a little.
dredges.
Here's what I do that other people might not. Not a lot, but just enough to like. I use.
I make it out of family pets.
No, I use kind of more like a little bit of a cornmeal with the batter, and a little bit of some cayenne in there.
Oh, yeah.
Not enough to like where you're like,
Yeah,
but, you
sure.
know, it's
Just to give it a bite.
a little bit
Yeah.
of a, and it is.
Mm-hmm.
Make
You
my own
make good gravy?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you make your gravy?
So
Welcome to Comic Book Talk.
Obviously I do like the whole, like, you know, you can make your brew, your flour, milk, all that kind of stuff. Or if I'm feeling lazy, I'll just do a packet of sawmill. But
okay.
um,
So I put a little grease in a pot. I let it start to bubble.
Mhm.
Throw some flour in there, mix it up. It gets all clumpy.
Mhm.
Then pour my milk in and just stir it. That's
And
it.
yeah.
I mean, that's all there is to gravy.
It is, and that's usually
Easy.
what I'll do the same way. If I
It's
don't
the
have
salt and the pepper that makes it.
yeah, and if I don't have, I've done it before where if like, you know, I'll try to use like a little bit of oil or just something to like, I don't know.
I've gotten to where I use butter because it just tastes better.
Yeah, that's true. You don't use margarine, do you?
No.
Yeah. You know what Big Butter used to do back in the day?
Big butter.
They made margarine dye their margarine pink.
Oh,
so
really?
that you knew, yeah.
Oh, I didn't
so that
know
you could tell the difference. And they were like, oh, why would you want to eat something? It's pink. That's not natural.
Yeah.
Butter's yellow.
Yeah.
But they did that. So, like, that was one of the things. You can make it, but you got to dye it pink.
Huh. Wow. Those poor margarine folks.
I think they're doing okay.
I think they're doing okay too.
All
It's just oil. It's just solid oil.
It is. We've ran.
It's gross.
I don't get what it. I mean, but technically, butter's just fat. So
Well, it's different though.
that's true.
Yeah. I love how that argument from me, that's different. You just go, yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
true.
because
That's
I'm already
true.
on the
It's a
butter
good
side.
argument. Yeah.
I'm already on the butter side, so it's not going to take much.
And whoever is out there eating unsalted butter, you're a monster.
Well, here's the thing.
Salted butter.
I use it for different things. I use it depends on if I'm like. No, I'm thinking about it. Salted
Yep.
butter usually works better
Yep.
for everything.
Even cookies or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I
salted
was
butter's
thinking. But a
better.
nice little
Yeah.
touch of salt in
Yeah.
there brings out some of the sweetness a little bit more.
It does. Yeah. That's why I'm so
Have
sweet.
we talked about I'm a
'cause so
massive
salty.
baker too.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I made
Hmm.
2 desserts for Thanksgiving.
What'd you make?
I made a
Hot dog casserole.
no. I made a honey lemon glazed Earl Grey loaf.
God bless you.
Yeah,
What?
so-
What?
Yeah,
Like tea?
yeah. So I made essentially. You want to hear?
I
here's
do.
What, here's what we'll do. We'll go through food talk. We'll take a break. We'll come back with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
comics.
yeah. Let's do that.
So, I took the whole process is like I had to
It's
boil.
people listening, they get another 20 minutes in. They still haven't taken a break. They're talking about hot dogs at this point.
But so like I had to simmer some milk and I
Yeah.
like steeped my Earl Grey tea bags in that for about
Oh.
2 hours or so.
Wow.
And so you let that sit, and then I made like the actual like dough and baked.
the fuck am I hearing?
I don't know.
It's that damn parade.
It is the parade.
Hey, by
There's
the
a
way,
Christmas parade.
Yeah,
going
if you
on.
guys hear anything, there's a Christmas parade down on the bottom floor. Last night, there's a Christmas thing set up over here next to this building.
Yeah.
They shot off fireworks last night that I swear to you went on for 20 minutes. And it's a different thing being up here and having fireworks go off like 5 feet from the window.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll scare the
mess out of you?
the poop out of you. Yeah. Yeah, it was rough. Anyway,
funny.
you
Oh,
steeped your tea
So
bags in your
steep my
milk.
tea bags. Yeah, I made the dough, and the milk. Like once it was done, I used in the dough to make it. Baked
yeah.
the loaf in the little loaf pan.
Yeah.
And then made a glaze out of like confectioners or
Uh-huh.
powdered sugar,
Yeah.
honey, lemon juice, and then
Yeah.
like put it over, and it kind of glazed it, and I let that sit.
Wow.
Then I also
So
made,
it cuts like a banana
you would
bread
just cut it down
or
like- yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
and it was weird because it had it was a loaf, but the aftertaste, like you would taste the tea.
Oh wow.
But it was like it turned out well, and I liked it.
Well, I'm sure the lemon and the tea and the sweetness and all that stuff.
I
goes well
had
together.
my cousin absolutely loved it and might have eaten half the loaf by himself, which
There
is
you go.
fine. I'm glad that people liked it. The other thing I made was a cookie butter cheesecake.
Cookie butter cheesecake.
Yeah.
Is that so? You use cookie dough in your butter?
No. So I use cookie butter itself.
Cookie
You know-
butter.
So cookie butter
Yeah.
is. You ever have any of those Biscoff cookies?
I don't know what that
They're
is.
like the little. What was
See what I'm saying?
what in the world?
Fucking Santa on his Harley.
But they're like little. They're like I don't know what to describe them as. kind of like not shortbread, but
we had a lady bring an entire shortbread thing the other day. It was like as big as a pie.
I'm looking
all
up
shortbread.
I do love shortbread, man.
Yeah, there's a like a charity here in town. They have a special needs kitchen, and she has taught them all to make this wonderful shortbread that they then sell at all these farmers markets and stuff to fund the special needs place. Yeah, it's very cool.
It says Biscoff cookies boast a delectable blend of cinnamon, brown sugar, and buttery flavors that are warm, sweet, and rich.
How do you it's cinnamon, brown sugar, and butter. I mean,
so like here's
gonna
the
be
cookies.
good.
The cookies look like that essentially.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
they're the little sliver ones.
Yeah, I know
right?
what you're talking about. Sure.
So they're those.
They're like the oblong ones that you get in that tin. Like if you went to your grandmother's and got a tin of those cookies.
Her sewing tin? No, not her.
Well, they're one of the shapes.
Yeah, it's that shape,
Yeah.
but it's not that
It's not the same.
flavor.
Oh,
or it's
okay.
not that kind of cookie. I don't know. I'll have to
All right.
bring one up. It's kind of, I don't know what else to describe it as. Anyway, though, cookie butter.
Bring it on, Biscoff.
It was made by that company, to the one I used, and it's
Okay.
essentially like peanut butter. It's in a tube, like in a peanut butter container,
Mhm.
and it has the same consistency.
I have seen that,
but it
yeah.
tastes like those cookies.
Oh, okay. All right.
So what I essentially did is when I made my cheesecake, I mixed some of the cookie butter in there.
No, that's excellent.
And then I made the crust out of those cookies itself, and I layered the top part with the cookies.
Look
of the
at you.
cheesecake, and then I melted down some of the cookie butter and drizzled it over the top.
Tell Rachel Ray I said hi.
I haven't seen her in a while, but okay.
That's great, man. That's awesome. I wish
Yeah.
I could bake.
I love baking.
It
helps me find my
Your zen,
Yeah.
your inner place. It opens up your third eye.
Yeah, I gotta breathe through my eyelids.
Sure.
Isn't that what he told Nuke Lelouch to do in Bull Durham?
Yes, he did. Told him to breathe through his eyelids. I can't believe that you remember their names, but yes.
It's freaking Bull Durham. It's what is Crash's last name? Dang it.
Crash Bang.
No, what is
Crash Smash.
It's whatever Kevin Costner's.
Bandicoot.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. Oh man.
Well, food is good.
All right.
Time to take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back to talk actual comics after this.
Gravy.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you can make sure your ride stays running smoothly. Brake kits, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time. Plus, at these prices, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey everybody, it's me, Ted. Great news. You get to sign up for yet another streaming service because I've got a new event series on Peacock. Yes, we know you have a lot of streaming choices, but this is the only one named after a bird. The show takes place in 1993, a simpler time, when you didn't have an endless supply of porn in your pocket, but you did have an attention span longer than 2 minutes. Anyway, on the off chance you're still listening, check out Ted. Stream now, only on Peacock.
When a vehicle is certified by Volvo, it's much more than a certified pre-owned. It's certified for that road trip you've been meaning to take. Certified for your growing family. Certified for small steps and big leaps. No matter where the road ahead may take you this season, Volvo hopes you enjoy every moment and are confident in the certified by Volvo vehicle you've trusted to take you there. Contact your Volvo retailer today.
This episode is brought to you by Old El Paso. With Old El Paso, there are always so many Paso-abilities on game day. With so many options, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Whether it's stand and stuffed tacos, enchiladas, nachos, or dips featuring Old El Paso seasoning, there's just one big decision to make. Are you team hard shell or team soft shell? Make your next game day gathering simple, delicious, and fun. Shop at oldelpaso.com.
And we are back.
Hello.
Hey, let's finally get into some comics.
Hey, let's do that.
So, Mr. Miracle.
You like beef jerky?
Number
No,
6.
just
No,
kidding.
we
I'm
are
just-
sticking. not going to be deterred, Mike.
Just kidding. Okay,
so if anything, not to necessarily you people listening at home, but if you're able to pick up the issue and follow along with us or just to look at it, the one thing I will guarantee you, at least for me, is I love Jack Kirby, and I love Jack Kirby art, and this is obviously for me, this is what I love my like classic comics to be.
It is.
Everything kind of falls into a certain genre, and this is when I pick up something from this era, this is what I want. I want big, I want bold, I want in your face, and he is so good at all of this. But
so the cover is like Mr. Miracle chained up on a rocket chair.
Yeah, we see the rocket chair actually come.
Who is that on the cliff?
So that's Oberon. That's kind of his. So a little bit of backstory here, and we'll go into it a lot more before we actually break into. We're gonna take after this Mr. Miracle today. We're gonna break from Mr. Miracle talk, and then when we come back, we're finally gonna cover the 2017.
Okay.
We just have a new issue of Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees coming up.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And I figured we'll do something Christmassy coming up.
Yeah.
But we're setting this up. So, and when we do that, I'll have more of like, here's Mr. Miracle, like what he's all about kind of before we get in.
I want more of those crappy Frosty the Snowman comics we did before. Those are fantastic.
I'll have to hunt those down then. I think
those are really good.
Okay.
Or Little Dot. If we could get Little Dot Does Christmas or Richie Rich's Christmas or something like that.
I'll find
that
those
stuff
old.
Is so dumb,
it's so dumb.
But it's great.
So corny. I know. I love it. So I'll find those for our Christmas stuff. But,
Casper.
Oberon,
any of those Harvey comics would be great.
They're great.
Yeah.
And they fit just for. I did Frosty last year.
Yeah, we did Frosty. We did a bunch of those.
We did.
Strips
We did the
stuff,
Frosty ones, and we did random ass Batman ones where it was like.
Yeah.
I think there's one that Batman has to fight a Christmas bear that I don't know if I've gotten to yet or not. But that's where Batman sang Christmas carols with the Gotham police.
That's right.
And no crime happened.
Yeah, there was no crime. Yeah. I was watching something last night. I watched those shitty YouTube videos to go to sleep or whatever. And there was Pokemon, they'll do like a shadow of the Pokemon and you guess what it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's one that's like Dig something.
Dig Dug.
Like a little mole.
Not Dig Dug.
It's like a little mole
Diglett,
looking thing. Yeah, Diglett. So it's like, who's this Pokemon? And then it pulls out and it's Batman pointing at the screen. And he goes, it's what'd you say?
Diglett.
It's Diglett. And then it ends up being a tombstone. It goes, your parents. I really enjoyed that. That was pretty funny. Anyway,
no, that is good.
Your parents.
So we will go ahead and we are opening our issue.
Oh, you were going to tell me about Oberon.
Oberon, thank you. He's essentially when Scott Free escapes Apocalypse, which is the evil hell planet that he's from, to Earth, he befriends Thaddeus Brown, who is just an escape artist named Mr. Miracle.
These are great names.
Yeah.
Thaddeus Brown.
Yeah. Oberon is kind of like his, and for Mr. Miracle too, kind of like his second in command. He like helps him with his traps and stuff that he tries to escape, but he's also like a father figure in a weird way
so
here
it's like
on Earth.
It's like the little wizard guy from He-Man. You know, the little wizard guy that wears a little wizard hat?
Watch much He-Man.
Okay. I didn't either, but I just kind of assumed that's what it was.
But
so he's his Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He helps him with, that's a good comparison. He's his Obi-Wan.
I knew I'd get there.
So we are introduced to a man named Funky Flashman to start the issue here. And it is a bald man with a clean-shaven face in a bathrobe. And he's talking about how that every week he has to wait for his allowance to be allotted out from Colonel Mockingbird, who has passed away. But
Colonel Mockingbird.
But he gets money delivered to him every week in a statue mouth. Like that's what he's reaching in to grab.
Yeah.
This.
Are we supposed to think that Stan Lee was really bald?
Stan Lee was really bald.
Was he really?
Yeah. Have we not? Hold on.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I do remember him. He's got a mustache though, right?
No, that was later.
Stan Lee?
Here, let me show you something.
Oh, that's right. At that time, yeah, he was just this bald dude.
Yeah, he's just here. Because I can find a picture of the two of them together that you'll see it. And I feel like I've shown it to you before.
I just need a picture of Mr. Mockingbird.
Yeah, so like there are the two of them
Mr.
together.
Mockingbird. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
Got
as
it.
you can tell,
That looks a lot like him then. Yeah.
But also when Stan, just so you know, then too, let's see, like 1968, when Stan Lee would go out to colleges and stuff, though. Here we go. This is from like 1968.
Oh, wow. He's got a whole beard and a toupee.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you see that now. I've shown you both these pictures for when we get to something later.
Okay.
So Funky Flashman is his name, and he's essentially just telling him that, he has a butler who is mirrored after Roy Thomas here, which was the Marvel editor-in-chief at the time, too.
Okay.
So he's taking a shot not only at Stan Lee, but also
Just
at,
anybody and
at Roy
everybody,
Thomas.
yeah.
It's just these two. But Roy Thomas in all of this is essentially just like a yes man to anything that Funky says.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's how he's
Why
playing through
Funky
here.
Flashman, you think?
I do know that just reading a lot of Jack Kirby, like alliteration in some aspects is, I don't know if he liked it more. I don't know. I think maybe he just always felt like he was a seller. He kind of like gets into that more with some of this, and we'll get into some of the
call him
dialogue.
Sleazy Slenderman
Yeah,
or something,
I mean,
so Funky Flashman.
I do know that because I rewatched a documentary within the last week, and I know that this was brought up in there, and that years like when Kirby ended up coming back to Marvel from DC later, that like Roy Thomas was talking to Jack Kirby and brought up like, hey, like that hurt Stan a lot. Like, and there was some, just kind of weird things there that happened, but I don't know if from the story I heard is that it was supposed to, when he started doing the story, it was supposed, I think we talked about it, was supposed to mirror somebody else completely. And then when he started finishing the story out, that I think just more and more of things that he saw in Stan came into the person. And so it just kind of turned into what it was.
That makes sense.
But to the story itself, so he's talking to, Funky is talking about his new... Old Funky. I'm just reading through this. He does like to ride him with a lot of vim and vigor with his words.
Okay.
By the power and the glory and the pathos that Funky Flashman, it's true. Just a lot of stuff
that's
like
Stanley.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like all of those things through here. But Roy brings up to him that I see your new prospect. They're talking about Scott Free or Mr. Miracle is essentially going to be Funky's next target of who he's going to represent, of who he's going to help bring to the masses kind of thing. He's going to, Funky Flashman is going to use his skills to make everybody love Mr. Miracle, right?
Gotcha.
And you can see that he has to present himself
he puts
to
on
go
a
out
toupee
and
a
meet
beard.
his public.
Wow.
Like after knowing this, you see this and you're like, it's Stan.
You definitely see it. Yeah.
And he tells him essentially like, where is this?
That's funny.
I love, imagine. So him and Roy are talking and Roy goes, imagine a super escape artist. Is he very good? And Funky says, well, I wouldn't call him a bum. He's got some good gimmicks. And then Roy goes, his gimmicks imply great risk. This venture could end quickly. To which Funky replies, so he breaks a leg or dies. I'll just sit in my martini by the ocean and wait for the next fish to jump. Like he's very much just like, whatever. I don't care about these people. I'm just going to get my next thing.
That is rough.
Yeah.
When you know the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we then cut to, so we know that Funky is going to try to come and talk to Mr. Miracle about representing him, I guess, about as a world-renowned escape artist. We are seeing then that rocket sled from the beginning that is from the NASA Proving Ground. It says so on the side of it. And he and Oberon are testing it as Mr. Miracle is completely like just locked in and shackled in.
It says rocket sled NASA Proving Ground.
But he's just shackled into this thing.
That's a real thing. Yeah, a rocket sled.
He's going to try to escape after being chained in from this rocket sled. We'll find out before being shot off the edge of a cliff.
Okay.
I do love down here too with the blocks. It says supervising, theorizing, and pencilizing by Jack Kirby.
Pencilizing
with nuts, bolts, rivets, and brush by Mike Royer.
Oh, that's cool.
I just think it's a cool way of saying it. But so,
well, Jack liked his wording also.
He did. Jack has at times.
He dead?
Yeah, 94.
Okay.
He's for a while. But in the documentary I watched, Steve Englehart liked to call his dialogue very clunky. It depends. Some people like it, some people don't. I enjoy, if anything, just these great action shots.
He does great explosions.
Oh, just
stuff.
everything.
Just
is
action.
So...
He's very good at the action.
But spoiler alert, Mr. Miracle escapes from the rockets. So
Oh my goodness.
the bigger thing that's
Who would have thunk?
I know the bigger thing in here that's fun to me is we flash after he escapes from the sled. Mr. Miracle tells Oberon, "Hey, we got this meeting with Funky Flashman. We should head back to go talk to him."
Funky Flashman.
Big Barda is already sitting there at the table where Funky's there, and I just love the way they have Funky talk here because it just makes him a little more just like sleazy.
Yeah.
Barda is just holding, for some reason, I don't know why, but she has a gun in her hand, right? And she's just saying, like, your earth weapons, like, they're so primitive, but they're so, they have a use here. Sure. And, like, so she's just sitting there just kind of, like, spinning it around in a circle, just kind of, like, twirl, what do you call it? Like, I think, like, Doc Holliday.
Like a old
gunslinger.
West gunslinger, yeah.
That's how Big Barda's just sitting there just kind of playing with it. While she's doing that, we have, Funky saying, "Make love, not war, chickie." I hate the term chickie. He goes, "You're packing more ammo than you can put in that gun."
Oh, okay.
Because of course, Barda is a
scantily
clad.
She's very big and
bigger,
she's very
pretty
scantily
lady.
clad. Yeah.
And I do love this quote though. While she's sitting there spinning the gun, she tells him, "You've come to see scot-free, mister. Just keep your thoughts on scot-free."
Oh,
bam.
She could take him.
Yeah, she could.
Yeah.
Well, there's been numerous times where, in my time of reading Mr. Miracle, where it's her with him over her shoulder, like taking him. She's definitely the more badass out of the two.
Yeah. She's the dom.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. To which we get another, "Oh, that's good, chickie."
Chickie.
Yeah, that's good. Women's lib dialogue and Bonnie Parker talent. Great, chickie. Great act. Like, they're just making him so sleazy.
He is very sleazy.
But so while he's sitting there trying to, sell her on stuff, she eventually just kind of gets tired of it and just crushes the gun in her hand. And she goes, "These guns are, sorry." He gulps kind of at seeing her being able to do that. And he kind of backpedals a bit then seeing how strong she is.
Yeah, I think I would too.
And there's like a chickie, again with a chickie, "Booby baby."
Booby baby?
Yeah. Did you think for 1 minute that Bitty Buddy Funky would be unkind to you?
Booby baby, bitty Bobby
Yeah, he's
Funky.
just but he gulps and he's like backing up from her. And she's like, "The gun bit kind of changed your line, huh?" And she just takes it and slams the parts in his hand.
What is the deal with this dialogue?
I don't know. And tells him, "Smart move, Funky. That was real still. I think that I could do a bit more damage to bone and gristle," and just kind of leaves him there.
What year is this from?
71.
Okay.
So that's why
that makes sense.
It makes sense. And also, when you're trying to talk up somebody, is a hot selling Flashman.
Well, this is like the you ever watch the original Dragnet?
Yes.
Like whenever there's a hippie on there, that's what that dialogue is.
A little bit.
Yeah. "Make love, not war. It's just pills. It's great."
And then as she's leaving, I love the "Crazy lady. I'd like to rebuild this.
Crazy.
I'd like to rebuild this. And why don't you go report to your drill sergeant?" Like, he's upset at her.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "You're classic, Funky. Ego, ignorance, and hostility. A real powerhouse. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a bath." And she just like leaves him.
Gonna take a bath after talking to this dude.
Because she feels dirty.
Yeah.
Scott and Oberon show in, and that's like they're portraying him. He's just this sleazy kind of salesman.
Yeah.
So Scott and Oberon come in from what they're doing, and Oberon goes to make tea, and Funky is shown very much just like not wanting anything to kind of like do with Oberon and just wanting to deal directly with Scott because he's afraid that he's got to get right to the source to sell people, not have anybody be able to talk him out of it. There are lines in here though that you can tell are just so here. "Let me study the face," as Funky's talking to Mr. Miracle here. This is a line from Funky. "Let me study the face of a man with the daring and dash to carry on this exciting yet somber tradition, this passion play in the garden of death." He is purposely.
Yeah. It sounds like the opening to an Amazing Spider-Man book.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's like so Funky Flashman always speaks in that exaggerated, just verbose tone because he's Stan Lee.
Because he's Funky Flashman.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Funky Fleischman.
No, which was the
yeast magnate.
Is that what Fleischman's yeast?
Fleischman's yeast.
I was thinking Fleischer, which is the Superman cartoon. Like Fleischer Studios are the ones who put out the first like Superman cartoons, and even the first.
Those are so weird looking,
dude. But I love them.
They're very weird.
That and even the first Rudolph cartoon, I think, was a Fleischer Studio production.
Okay.
Which, by the way, Christmas trivia. Did you know what department store created Rudolph?
It was, I think it was Sears, right? Or was it Kmart? JCPenney's.
2 words. MW.
Oh, Montgomery Ward's. Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. Do you remember when there was a Montgomery Ward's here?
We had a book. That's where. So we had like a book of, and I even had a Rudolph pillow that we got there. We've talked about it because
I thought we had.
The electronics was over to the right, and it was in that white bin. I remember going there with like the old
laser discs.
Nintendo. Well, it was NES games when I was there, but in the box, like
Electric Avenue.
Yep.
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
And then
what a stupid song. Oh, sorry.
The rest of the story, like I brought it to focus kind of on
Berta's in the bath now. Barta's in the bath now.
But
with Berta,
we find out that where we are in the story, her and Scott have escaped Apocalypse, which is this evil hellscape of a planet.
Okay.
And they are being hunted down by people from Apocalypse.
Okay.
So that is what Mad Harriet is this woman's name.
Yeah, Mad Harriet is scary looking.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like there's other female, so like what are they call themselves the Furies, I think. The howling female furies.
I don't know.
Apocalypse.
All she does is go screech
of Apocalypse. It's basically they're a group of kind of like the Valkyries from Thor. Kirby was really big into mythology a lot, so you'll see a lot of different things like that.
Yeah, you can see that.
But so the Furies is very much it's like a group of just like badass women that just kind of are able to win wars in a sense.
Right.
And Bart is a part of it, and the other group that are chasing her now were other Furies with her sisters in a way. And so they're showing up to try to either take back or kill her and Scott since they've deserted Apocalypse. So they show up. She's able to kind of thwart them, but they're able to disappear before they can stop them.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about them is their technology that they use. They're able to appear here, disappear. They can appear there, disappear. So they use it to try to surprise. Barta was on guard, stop them. They disappear. She tells Scott, "Hey, they found us." Like,
why does she say Stompa?
So
Stompa.
Okay, so
Stompa.
that is a person. That's the second person is named Stompa.
Gotcha.
Here, I'll skip ahead a bit because later on,
these guys with the bald heads.
Yeah, that's all of them on Apocalypse. Okay, you can kind of see them all there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember these people.
So
yeah. I just never knew anything about them, necessarily, but I remember them showing up.
So we cut to like Barta's like, we got to be on our toes, we got to be on the run, kind of thing. Like, just be careful.
Just real quick, give me 2 minutes here. Why is he in the suit? Has he always been in the suit?
Mr. Miracle?
Yeah.
So the suit,
or was the suit the magician's thing?
The suit was the magician's thing.
Okay, got it.
And so he took over the suit. What Scott has though, that makes him more of a hero is he does
VD.
have
VD?
No.
Oh.
Is that the planet they come, since they're from a different planet, they have a little bit better technology.
Okay.
So he has some of that like in his like
he's strong, but he's mostly like a Batman type figure, right? Where he's using gadgets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or he can escape from anything. Like that's his
gotcha.
That's kind of also his power is he can escape from anything.
Magic.
Yeah. But he then uses his gadgets and technology for other stuff. So yeah.
Bad at card tricks though. That's what I've heard.
You know, just an escape artist. Just Harry Houdini, not David Blaine.
Blaine.
Or Chris Angel Mind Freak.
Yeah. Mind Freak.
There's another one the next day of where he's kind of showcasing off different tricks to Funky. There's one where it's like a giant saw blade that he's able to get out before it crushes him. Then there's one where he's put in a giant plastic container where the plastic is stronger than steel, and a concussion blast goes off inside, and he still escapes from it, just pulls out just fine. And he kind of tells him that's.
By the way, kids, it doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't.
The pull-out method doesn't always work.
And that's Funky Ash. Like, how are you able to do this? And he's like, well, a lot of it's because of the mother box, which is the technology that he has. And that's what he tells him here. It's in my suit, and he takes it out and hands it to him.
The mother box.
It's a mother box.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You might know.
That's even before the term motherboard was like a thing.
Yeah. You might also know mother box in a term if you've watched, even though Mr. Miracle's not in any of the DC movies and stuff. You remember Justice League, those boxes they had to go hunt down?
Oh, yeah.
Those are mother boxes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they all started here, though.
Oh. But this is Marvel.
No, this is DC.
This is DC?
Yeah, why would he be making fun of Stan?
Oh, that's right. Okay.
This is when Kirby. I'm sorry, that sounded very dickish of me. I didn't mean to do that.
No, not at all.
But this is when he's left Marvel. He's at DC.
He's doing this stuff. Yeah. I got you.
So so the mother, like, that's a pure Jack Kirby thing.
Okay.
All from New World. Darkseid is a villain. Pure Jack Kirby thing. Like, but so he pulls it out to show it to him, and like it kind of starts pinging and going off, and they're, what's that? And while that's going on, one of the lamps down by or at the end of the hallway at the studio they're at falls over. So they go to investigate it, and they run into Lashina, who is essentially has these just lashes on her that she can just take off and just throw at people, but they're strong enough to where it's like knocking through steel garters and stuff. Yeah. So she's just lashing at people.
Did you say steel garters?
Steel girder. Sorry.
Garters and girders, two different things.
Two different things through the steel girder.
Barda lashing through my Steve girder.
Yeah. Barda's able to stop her and kind of slams her into the ground, and she yells out, my arm, and then she disappears before Barda can.
Because they can just poof anywhere.
Yeah. Because of that's one of the things you can do with the mother boxes is you can transport.
I gotta get one of those.
I know, right? So Scott runs over to help Barda, and Barda tells her, like, they've been able to ping us from the, like, that's how they're finding us, is the mother boxes. Since we all have one we use, like, that's how they knew where to find you.
That seems pretty simple.
Which is also, I will point out, 1971. This is essentially GPS tracking in a way. So,
Jack was ahead of his time.
That's a lot of things. Like, I've seen him in an article. Like, while not all of them obviously work out, he would talk about, like, I like to take things that we already had and just envision what it would be 2 steps further. Like, make the real 2, 3 steps and make the real. But so it's things like that. It's just kind of cool. And so we flash then back to, because he tells him that's not good. Funky has my mother. Like, I was so worried about protecting him. He still has the mother box.
Got it.
So we cut back now to Funky and Roy back at Mockingbird Estates, or whatever it's called.
Mockingbird Manor.
Hold on, where? I got to make sure I didn't miss my. Yeah, okay. And he can't figure out what is going on with this thing. He's like, I don't even know what it does. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's so great. Whatever. And he just kind of tosses it back to the side, like, just forget about it.
Yeah.
Because Roy goes, it's time to listen to tapes of your voice. So, and he's like, now there's an instrument for you, the voice of Funky Flashman. I tell you, its dulcet tones are soon to ring over the land. Of course, I'll need things to say, but why worry about that?
I'll need things to say.
All the great words and quotations and cliches ever written are at my beck and call. Even if I say them sideways, the little people will listen in wonder, in awe, in reverence to their Funky.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he was going after him big time.
Yeah.
I have all the best words.
So all the 4 big baddies, or the other Furies, show up because because that's where
they done been pinged.
They've been pinged. That's where the mother box is. I was trying to find the other one. Bernadette, sister of Desaad.
Bernadette
is the other one. That's Bernadette, Lashina, Stampa, and Mad Harriet.
Bernadette.
What
a great name.
But so they realize, hey, you're a friend of Mr. Miracles. Well, if we can't get him, we'll just kill you too then.
Yeah, why not?
And so Funky realizes, hey, what's going on? Did you hear that? Or Roy goes, did you hear that, sir? These females are obviously dangerous. And he's like, Master Funky, my leader, what are you doing? As you see, he has picked up Roy and he's getting ready to throw him.
Chunk him at the thing.
Yes, he goes,
His human shield.
Taking a leader's privilege, biddy buddy, I'm sending in the troops. And he tosses him towards him and he goes, worry not, noble warrior. I know your valor will stem the tide until the local fuzz arrive.
What the hell?
And so he throws him at him and he rushes out the door. And as he leaves, he goes, poor Roy, I'm afraid he's getting the worst of it. I hope I can summon the help in time. As he crashes through the window and leaves, and there's a giant explosion behind him. And he goes, cosmic catastrophes. Those nuts have dynamited the house. And Roy's there too. Oh, good Lord. We have, I'm going to hide the speech bubble. It's going to room separately. But we have him like leaning over rubble with his hair gone and the beard hanging off, just kind of dejected. Yeah. And he says, there it goes. Everything up in flames. The Mockingbird estate and its happy memories. Mint juleps. Cotillions.
Juleps and cotillions.
He says happy slaves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, singing for the family.
Yikes.
Looks kind of pretty though. Passion red flame against the undulating cyclopen. See, this is the one I want to do. Looks kind of pretty though. Passion red flame against undulating cyclopen black smoke. A marvel of contrast.
A marvel. Yeah.
Whistling with rising new spirits, like all his endless kind, Funky Flashman strides with new hope, new schemes into the night. Oh well, got to cut away from scot-free. Love the lad, but hate his friends. On to new conquests. Funky Flashman, you winner, you. And that's how he leaves into the night.
God almighty.
They realize that Roy is still safe. They're able to save Roy.
Oh, thank God.
And they decide, all right, we got to take the battle.
Does Roy become like, does he?
Roy's not around.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
It was just for, And then.
It'd be kind of cool if Roy was like on their team now.
Yeah, but no. And then they decide we got to go back to Apocalypse then to deal with this. And so that's where this issue ends. What they also did that I kind of liked is there's stories going on while it's going on, with just little short stories here in the back. Earlier on, because this is issue 6, there's one where it kind of tells like different little tidbits of young Scott's life. And so as you can see where he was on Apocalypse with all these other kind with like shaved heads and they're all eating the same thing.
Very dystopian.
Yep. Granny Goodness is who looks over them all. Yeah. And she says, and now by the numbers, Granny's deadly little darlings will eat their energy blocks, or I'll ram it down your darling throats. And they're all there just like waiting to be told what to do. And there's a sign even in the back that says, you're not a beast if you kill for Darkseid. You're not a liar if you lie for Darkseid.
Wow.
And it's stuff like that back there, up on the wall.
Energy blocks.
Yeah.
Did you make any of those for Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't. And she tells them, ready, utensils down. And they all like stab it at the same time. Like they're all in unison, ready to, And they go to fight when he hears a word that says...
It's very like 1984.
Yeah. It says, don't eat that, Scott. It's saturated with brain drain chemical.
Brain drain?
Yeah. And he's like, that voice, it's the same voice that I heard in my prison cell earlier. Because earlier in another story, it's the same thing. We have somebody it's a story going on within a story. This is kind of, I think, what in the 70s confused people a little bit.
Oh.
So... maybe not. There's other things to it, but like there's a guy named Metron who's a part of the story, who is essentially traveling in time to set up Scott free to help him in his war against Apocalypse.
Is there not a guy called the Timekeeper?
That's Marvel.
That's Marvel. Okay, because these guys definitely remind me of that with the big bald heads and all that stuff.
But because
that is the dude, right, with the bald head and the big cloak in that Timekeeper.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Anyway, it's him preparing him for his like, don't eat that. Like he's trying to even like go back and prepare Scott to be like, don't do this. Don't follow this. Like we need you kind of thing. And that's all it's setting up. The other thing that I like the signs here on Apocalypse and Granny's orphanage where they're at, cruelty breeds respect. Die for Granny and she will live for you.
Wow.
Like Kirby is definitely taking a lot of the I think the like propaganda and stuff that he probably saw during his time out and about.
I would imagine. Well, it's very like dystopian, World War II, 1984, all of that kind of stuff.
Yep. But there you go. That is Mr. Miracle number 6 with the fast talking flashy funkman.
Funky Flashman.
Funky Flashman. Thank you.
Flashy Funkman.
Flashy Funkman. Funky Flashman, who is in the 2017 Tom King Mitch Gerard's book too.
Yeah.
A lot different tone though. He still kind of talks like that, but he's not the scumbag character here.
Who's this little? I
Oberon?
I know who he is. I'm just saying. Those always creep me out. The little tiny old men.
But it's just so and
Not in real life.
No, I get
comic
it.
books. Yeah.
But there's everything. Even the action's just so bright, and
Love
so
real.
vibrant.
Love real tiny old men.
But it's just absolutely fantastic.
He looks like Macho Man.
Randy
Sometimes.
Savage?
Yeah, he kind of looks like Macho.
Oh
Man.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Ping, ping, ping.
Let me tell you something, me
Brother. Yeah.
I loved.
Oh, I
Savage.
loved him. Yeah, him and Mankind.
I am a real. No, that's Hulk Hogan. That's somebody I did. Have we ever talked about how big of a liar Hulk Hogan is?
Yes, we have, and I don't like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Never a big fan. I didn't like it when he turned bad. I didn't like it when he was good. I think
didn't really
one of the stupidest moves in the world is where he gets his Hulk powers back up. It's just dumb.
He hulks up.
Yeah, it's
You gotta
dumb.
shake the hair.
Very dumb.
No. All right, so there you go. That was Mr. Miracle.
Okay.
We will get back into more Mr. Miracle.
I look forward to the 2017.
So
Mr.
that's
Miracle.
what.
That'll be
So
fun.
that is what we're getting into next. I was going to save that for the first of the year, just because we have Christmas coming up.
Are these the boy commandos?
No.
Okay.
That story wasn't a part of
That's a
the
different
scan
thing.
I
Okay.
found.
All right.
Yeah.
Die for Granny and she'll live for you. That's what my grandmother used to say.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, she's dead.
Oh, so.
It worked the other way. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it went
okay.
The other way.
Okay. Well, that's good enough.
That was great, man. Yeah, I love Mr. Miracle. I love talking about baking.
Hey.
And I love gravy.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I love talking about baking too.
Good.
All right. There we go. So I'm planning on, just to give a schedule update, we'll do, if I can pick it up on Wednesday is when it comes out, which I should be able to.
Oh, the new one?
Yep. I'll have to maybe run out during lunch and grab it.
Yeah.
So we'll do something.
I don't know that that's the way that works here, where you run out at lunch and grab something. There's no real hard and fast rules here.
Oh.
Remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we need to talk about that then.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we'll have our bear murder story, and then we're gonna get into some Christmas. I'm gonna hunt down some more Frosty then for
Very nice.
for Christmas.
Yeah, or
And
Casper,
maybe-
or
okay,
Richie Rich.
That's all we'll do.
anybody.
We're gonna do probably silly Christmas stuff for 2 weeks.
I love that.
And then after Christmas, it'll be the first of the year.
Maybe there's like a really good like Tales from the Crypt Christmas thing or something.
Yeah,
that
I
kind
can-
of stuff. Just
I-
anything weird.
I'm gonna find we're gonna get back to just weird and silly to close out the year, and then when we'll start 2024, we'll get into the actual Mr. Miracle, and I'm gonna do something there that I haven't done with anything we've done up until now.
Oh, cool. Don't tell me.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to tell you because it includes you.
Oh,
I was just gonna send you the link so you could actually, if you wanted to read beforehand.
yeah, please.
beforehand.
That'd be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love it.
So that's the one. This will be the one that Michael actually might know what's happening going on. But it's 12 issues, so I figured we could just break it up over a couple and talk about
No, it
issue.
sounds great.
One through here, there, one through here, there, one through there. All right, so that does it for us. As always, we appreciate you taking the time out to listen, and
Yeah, boy.
do us a favor and make sure to check out all the other great podcasts on the Rogue Media Family network of podcasts.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Golly. Come.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.